this is not like a cut and dry thing. I'm getting into the nitty gritty of how that can heal mental health issues. Can't seem to get anything done. Overdid it on the caffeine.
Strength's never weakness, weakness never strength.
Catch you guys later.
Like, I actually feel better. Like, my body like feels better. I feel a little bit more alive. All right, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good to have you here as always. We talk carnivore, self-development, getting better, all kinds of stuff. And today I want to talk about my current carnivore experience with adding in mustard. So might not sound like a big deal, but when you've been doing Lion Diet, which is basically the strict version of carnivore with no other sauces, this is kind of a big deal, right? So first off, why mustard, and why would I add that in to my Lion Diet? So just for some context, I've been playing around with the carnivore diet for about 2.5 years, ranging from ketovore, keto, a few months off here and there earlier, but pretty strict over the past year. I've done the Lion Diet for up to 4 months and felt really good on it, but ultimately just felt like I wasn't having as much fun on it. It was good. Mental health was good. I was getting leaner. I had good energy, but I just wasn't having as much fun, so I started adding some more things back in. And that led to, over the winter, also because I was traveling and doing a bunch of stuff, that led to just slacking off on things a little, going a little more ketovore again this year, having other things in there, more keto-friendly things, but less carnivore. So this spring I decided to tighten it up, go right back to the Lion Diet, which made me feel so good before. So I'm 10 days in now to the Lion Diet, and yet I felt like I needed something just to help me. I felt like I needed another tool, and one day I was just craving mustard. I picked up a bunch of ground beef, and I'm kind of eating that right now, actually. Yum. So I picked up this ground beef, and basically I felt like, you know what, I really am craving some mustard on this, and I think that would really help me eat more and enjoy this more, and kind of just be able to eat and enjoy my meals and make ground beef more palatable, because I don't really love ground beef. I don't love burgers, but it's cheap. It's a great source of protein and fat. So basically I thought, okay, what is something that is, safe that I can kind of put on this other than salt, of course. And basically some of you might be familiar with Chris Bell, who's a big proponent of the carnivore diet. Him and Mark Bell are awesome. But I saw this video of him, and it was when he talks about the carnivore diet way back when he first heard about it. This guy, forgetting who it was, it might have been Louis Simmons. No, I don't think it was, but it was one of these kind of power lifter, bodybuilder people. But he basically, Chris Bell couldn't get lean, and this guy said to him, just eat red meat and water. And then he said, what? And he's like, yeah, just eat red meat and water. That'll get you lean. And so we started doing that. This is like back in like the 90s, I think. Anyways, and Chris Bell talks about how he just had red meat, and then he had mustard just so we could eat it, right? And I thought, okay, that's a good, maybe I could just try that. So does that mean that it's totally safe for like autoimmune conditions and whatever? No, it doesn't, and you should check that out yourself. But that being said, mustard is 0 carb, and doesn't have too much going on in there. And I know, having been a little bit less strict, that I don't think those affect me too much. So if it's going to give me a better advantage, then that's something that I think is worthwhile. So let's take a look at what's inside the mustard here. 0 carb, as you can see, and I don't know if you can see the ingredients, but there are a few other things in there. So this is just your standard French's mustard. So let's get into what's inside of it. So yeah, we've got 0 carbs, very little bit of protein, but that's not really what we're going for. So we've got some vinegar, water, mustard seed, and then we've got a little bit of salt, spices, natural flavor, garlic powder. So not too bad. Natural flavor could be a problem, but just from the taste of this, I know there's not too much going on there. I know it's mostly the mustard seed, and it's mostly those other things. So I don't think it's too much of a problem. I've tested it for about 3 days now in a row on this ground beef, and I'm finding that I really like it. It's really making it another option other than like air frying a steak. And to be honest, I even like cold ground beef, just throwing some of this mustard right on there, right? And I've almost finished this, so I can cook up a whole tub of ground beef. This I even did medium ground beef, and then what I do is I just let it cool and I let it sit in some of the fat this might sound gross, but basically you can see little bits of tallow in there. Basically that's just gonna sort of, it cools down, and then you throw on some mustard, and it's delicious. I never used to love mustard that much. I used to go for the ketchup because, you know, ketchup has all the sugar in it, but honestly, throw some mustard on there. It's really good. Makes it easier to eat, and it seems to be working fine. So there's a little tip to make ground beef more palatable, to enjoy it more, and to make your carnivore diet a little bit easier. Cheers.